We'll have a practice run.
Oh, yes, thank goodness.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Ni hao, talofa lava, ma loilelei, konnichiwa. No mai haere mai koutou to distinguished guests, friends, whānau, and graduands. Welcome to Massey University graduation. For those of you graduating today, well done. You've made it ka rawe. For those supporting our graduates, you've made it also. Found your car park, found your seat. Nice work.
What's he looking at?
Your personal journey to graduation has taken time, dedication, and determination, all of which you've applied throughout your time at Massey. It is something you should be very proud of. A qualification from Massey University is recognised and respected all over the world. But don't just take it from me. Esteemed guests, let me introduce you to Jeremy Corbett.
Well, thanks for having me. Massey's community of graduates, or alumni, as I like to say because I'm Latin, extends to more than 154,000 past students in over 150 countries. Our alumni office will keep you connected with the university after you graduate. They've got news, updates, professional development opportunities and exclusive invitations to networking functions. Visit alumnionline.massey.ac.nz to register. Don't be a stranger.
Sweet. Now, some of you might have been here before, so you know what to expect. But for the rest of you, pay close attention and we'll run you through what you need to know. Now for some housekeeping before we start. Please ensure all mobile phones are on silent and your camera flash is turned off for the duration of the ceremony. You don't want to be that person.
My bad. Sorry.
Our team are on hand if you need help at any point during today's ceremony. Due to current health regulations, masks are recommended to be worn in the auditorium. Wharepaku or toilets are located in the venue's foyer. Head to the closest store and the ushers can direct you. You'll find water, first aid kits and spare masks in the foyer.
In the event of an emergency, please keep calm. Follow the calm directions of the venue and the calm Massey staff and make your calm way towards the exit. Calmly.
Be mindful of those around you, and if you need assistance, our team are there to help. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, we can get into the ceremony formalities. You'll be asked to stand while the official and academic processions enter the room and head to their seats on the stage. I'll take you through that setup later. But first, let's make sure you're dressed correctly and ready to go. If you're receiving a diploma or certificate, you'll be wearing a gown with a stole that sits straight down the front of your gown with the university coat of arms facing out. If you're receiving your postgraduate certificate or diploma, you will have a stole, gown, and are entitled to wear a trencher in recognition of your prior qualification. Bachelors and masters, you will also have a gown, but with a coloured hood and a trencher. Yes, that portai you are holding, it's called a trencher. But don't put it on your head yet. You put that on when you graduate. Remember, you're still a graduand. Your hood goes over your shoulders with the coloured satin against your back. If you're holding a bonnet like I am, you'll be receiving a doctorate, and this isn't your first rodeo. Your hood is all satin with red on the outside and blue on the inside. The red should be facing straight down the front of your gown. We welcome all cultural garments to be worn with pride across the stage. Those with korowai and Pacific cloaks. These are worn over your gown with the hood draped over top. Whakarongo mai, listen up. This is very important photo information. Your hood should be up on your shoulders when crossing the stage and not sliding down around your arms.
Don't worry, we have ushers who will ensure your regalia is sitting correctly and you're looking fabulous just before you cross the stage. And if you realise there's something missing from your regalia set, please let one of the Massey staff know as soon as you can. It's okay, there's still time. Calm.
Let's have a meet your neighbour moment. Turn to your left or right and say hi to your neighbour. Check they've got all their regalia on correctly. Oh. Now that we know you look the part, let's talk about the stage. The first two rows are the people running the show. That's the Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellors and the senior leadership team, followed by our council members and college academics who will be calling your names. The rows behind are filled with the people who helped get you here. your lecturers, tutors, and supervisors. Our venues are also equipped with hearing loops. Okay, it's time to walk the walk. When it's your turn to cross the stage, your full name will be called. It's really important you're in the right seat. The seat number on your ticket and your seat allocation is the order in which you'll be called to cross the stage. Now's your chance to check you're in the right seat. Once you know you're in the right seat, let's get ready for your call. Bachelors and Masters, hold your trencher in your left hand and not your right. You'll need that one to shake the Chancellor's hand later. When your name is called, leave everything else on your seats. Unless you're getting your PhD, in which case you'll be joining the academics on the stage. Walk, don't run, towards the Chancellor who is poised to shake your hand. The Chancellor has to shake a lot of hands today, so take it easy on them. If you don't wish to shake hands, please walk towards the Chancellor with your right hand on your left shoulder. When you reach the Chancellor, they'll doff you with a special doffing cap. Smile. Your official photograph will be taken. Take your time crossing the stage. This is a happy moment, your happy moment. All those late nights, stress deadlines, group assignments, they're all behind you. You can now put your trencher on. You are no longer a graduate. Nope. You have officially graduated.
Oh my gosh. I'm so proud.
Before you leave the stage, you'll be handed your qualification, your tohu. Embrace your well-deserved cheering and applause. Then head back to your seat to return the favour for your friends. Last but not least, to your friends, whānau, ainga and family who have supported you through this journey. It's your moment too. When your graduate crosses the stage, stand up, cheer and applaud. We encourage you to waiata, haka, pese and honour your graduate. Let's all celebrate together, make some noise. Once again, congratulations. Today is a celebration of your academic success. We hope today you feel an enormous sense of pride and satisfaction in what you've achieved, and excitement for your future aspirations.
E tū ki tō kei o te waka, kia pākia koe e ngā ngaru o te wā. Stand at the stern of the waka and feel the spray of the future biting at your face.
Graduands, friends and whānau, please stand for the academic and official processions.
A tēnā koutou katoa, he mihi tino mahana. Very warm greetings to you all gathered here today. I declare this congregation to be in session. Please remain standing as we start our proceedings today with the University Waiata. Please be seated. A tēnei te mihi atu, ki te iti, ki te rahi, te katoa, a koutou, kōrau i ka mai nei i tēnei rangi nui whakaharahara. E tangi tonu ana, te nākau mō rātou kua naro i te tirohanga kānohi, haere koutou, haere o te atu. Ki tātou te kānoi ora e huihui nei I raro I te maru o Oteha, tēnā tātou. Ki te ui kāinga nā te pātua ki kaipara tai atu ki ona pirina katoa, tēnā koutou katoa. Nō reira, e hoa mā, e nā karangatanga katoa tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Vice Chancellor, members of the Massey University Council, the university community, the Auckland Campus Graduation Committee, distinguished guests, graduands and families. Warm welcome to you all. My name is Michael Ahi and I am the Chancellor of Te Kuninga ki Purihuroa Massey University Council. I chair the group responsible for overseeing the university's governance and I have the great pleasure in presiding over graduation ceremonies and conferring qualifications to our successful students. I want to extend my great thanks to everyone involved in putting this ceremony together. It feels even more important, doesn't it, to be together today when we reflect on the past 2 years when that was not always possible. It is my great privilege to be with you all today and to warmly welcome you to this, the 7th of 8 ceremonies here in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland. For 95 years, Te Kuninga ki Purihuroa Massey University has played a fundamental role in the development and advancement of Aotearoa New Zealand's economic and cultural landscape. Through a combination of research and teaching, we strive to make change by seeking knowledge to answer the real problems impacting the world. And one of the most important ways we can achieve our commitment to making a difference is through our tauira, our students. And by supporting their ambitions and their vision, we play a role in helping students set a course for strong and influential futures that weave together to build a better future for New Zealand and indeed the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the commitment and the passion and the work ethic of these people in front of me and in front of you mean that they do more than just complete their chosen course of study with sound knowledge and experience. They're being able to grow and to understand their potential in valuable ways that opens doors to endless possibilities. From here, Our students, you have the confidence and capability to forge new pathways, be leaders, and continue striving to make a real and lasting difference. This week, Massey University is awarding a total of 1,335 students. That's quite a lot of handshakes for me. And at the Professional and Continuing Education and the College of Humanities and Social Sciences ceremonies, there will be 282 in person and 78 in absentia will be conferred degrees and diplomas. Today is a celebration of academic success, and while it is about you, our graduates, it is also about your friends and your family who have helped you carry through this time in your life. I know that with their support and their encouragement, and perhaps some welcome distraction along the way, they have supported you. So to those of you in the audience this morning, you're here to acknowledge the success of your loved one. When they cross the stage, please don't hold back. I urge you to applaud, sing, stand, be upstanding and loud when they take the stage today. And to those of you preparing to accept your parchment, I encourage you to reflect on the magnitude of this moment, right now, right here. This achievement comes from your sacrifices and your hardships and your triumphs and your successes. And all of these experiences have shaped who you are. As Chancellor, I welcome you to our Massey alumni whānau and hope that through the many connections it offers, your careers will be supported and your lives will be enhanced. Each of you are now a part of the Massey University legacy, and we look on proudly as you take your next big step. Congratulations once more on achieving your qualifications, and know that today as you cross the stage, it symbolises not an end, but a beginning to a future of your choosing. Kia kaha, kia toa, kia rite. Be strong, be brave, be ready. Nō reira e hoa mā, tēnā koutou, a tēnā koutou, a tēnā koutou katoa. By the authority of the Council of Massey University, I, Michael Ahi, Chancellor, will now award the certificates and diplomas and confer the degrees on those to be presented and on those in absentia. Malia Tuala, Professional Clinician for the Institute of Education, and Associate Professor Jodie Hunter, Associate Professor for the Institute of Education, will now present graduates and recipients of certificates and diplomas in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Professor Cynthia White, Pro-Vice Chancellor, College of Humanities and Social Sciences, will hand out the parchments.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Speech and Language Therapy the graduands I'm about to name. Alexandra Jane Guthrie. Christy Elise Munro. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Speech and Language Therapy with honours the graduands I'm about to name. Verity Margaret Elizabeth Bennett, First Class Honours. Emily Ann Edgecombe, First Class Honours. Chloe Rose Hamilton Walter, First Class Honours. Michaela Isabel Cheyenne Scott, First Class Honours, Massey Scholar. Min Shun Tong. Leaf Sai Towers, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma of Learning and Teaching the candidates I'm about to name. Rachel Karen Baker. Archana Deep Baggett. Mitchell John Brennan. Holly Cherie Brotherhood. Michaela Louise Carlson. David James Cartledge. Carol Elizabeth Couture-Brieux. Carolina de Biasio Perez. Courtney Page Dwyer. Tabitha Denise Fensom. Christina Fowler. Saskia Kate Henry. Nadi Charitha Kumare Gudamune Herat, Mudian Selage. April Ray Hopkins. Robin Geethan Jensen. Himani Jogia. Tracy Karen Kohat. McLeana Michael Lopez. Lisa Ann Lord. Tara Simone Melly Hutchinson. Shania Te Atairehia McAllister. Aroha Helen Maloney. Michelle Brenda Ogilvie. Amanda Drew Oliver. Tracy Ann O'Neill. Jennifer Amy Pierce. Raquel Petra Selena Plaz. Charlotte Grace Pollard Brown. Darbyall Ree. Nicola Jane Sow. Monica Linda Shalavis. Jessica Ellen Searle. Annalise Sianau. Phoebe Olivia Sinclair. Adrian Louise Smithson. Maraika Stridham. Charlotte Jane Sutton. Mia Van Poppel. Alexandra Louise Van Rossum. Katie Rebecca Vassar. Melissa Jane Whiting. Tessa Mary Ann Wilson. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma of Teaching Primary the candidates I'm about to name. Rachel Elena Southern.
Thank you, everybody. It is now my great pleasure to invite the Honourable Alfred Nuttall to address the graduands. The Honourable Alfred Nuttall was trained in the electrical trade, equipping him with the principles of pragmatism and productivity. He completed a degree in theological ministry and pastoral care, which provided him and his wife with the tools needed for the next 20 years of holistic community-led development. He spent 9 years in Parliament serving the country and its communities at the highest table of decision-making, caretaking the values of a nation and its people, while progressively presenting the doors of opportunity for prosperity and well-being. He is a Kiwi of Cook Island and Jewish descent and says his greatest achievements are having been married for 35 years and his 4 children and 2 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a warm welcome to the Honourable Alfred Nuttall.
Kia rana tātou kātotoa tōra mātua tītua. Ka kite koe e to'o ingoa. Do you know your name? My name comes in 3 parts, and there are 3 pieces that I want to leave with you this morning. My first part of my name, people say Alfred, but actually the name is Alf. It comes from in the year of 1966 when I was born on the 5th of February. And my father was away working, and so my father's friend helped to take my mother to the hospital. And so in honour of what he did, then my father named me after him, and his name was called Alf. He was 5'2". He was a Cockney from EastEnders and from London. And so he used to say, "Yeah, Alf, how you going?" My middle name is called Mitua Kore, and that's from my beautiful mother, who comes from the island of Mangaia, Au Inua. And Mitua means parent, Kore means to be without, because when my mother was young, both her mum and her dad passed away. And then the last part of my name is Ngaro, which means lost, named after my grandfather. So there were times where I used to say, with a name from the pub, no parents and being lost, no wonder I ended up in politics. But then I began to realize that why I told that name, it may have been in jest and in joking. What is my name? What is the power of the name that I hold? And today, it's the power of your name, as you heard it being called, to honour the commitment, the journey that you've been on, but also to signifies where you're about to go. And so my name, Alf, is a way of honouring the person who'd helped our family at a time of need. And so today we honour those, your family, your friends, those that have been here with you, because they are here today to honour you. And honouring, it seems like an old-fashioned word, but in actual fact, it's a value that transcends time. It simply means this: you value the contribution that people have given to you. So today, we honour those who've come here today to honour you. The second part of my name, Mitua Kore, talks about no parents. But it was a time where in the culture of my mother and of the people, is signified an event in history and time. Even as tragic and traumatic as it may have been, it says this, that we should never forget. And there are times in our lives that when we look back, there have been things in our genealogy, our whakapapa, even in our family history, where maybe there are dark days where we may want to forget. But you see, I want to encourage you with this. The courage that you have to look into your past, to deal with it as you need to, will give you courage and conviction for your future. Because the people that you will be a part of in their lives will need that very courage. Because you cannot take people to a place you've never been. So if you do not have courage to deal with the darkest days, both in the present and the past, how can you lead people with the courage that they need you to have? And then the last part of my name is Ngaro. But you see, it's in the context of my grandfather. He died at the age of 47. He was on a foreign island in another land because he'd taken the courage to pursue a dream, that he could be bigger and better. He could try to go out to the oceans and to the sea to do something different. And I remember one day when I grew up over in Ponsonby originally, before we went out to West Auckland, my dad had come home from work and he'd been labouring, and he'd said to us as a family, "We're going to the pools, Pointerra and pools." We said, "Yeah, awesome." We went out and kids were already running around getting towels and togs. And then I heard an exchange of a conversation with my grandmother. She said to my dad, "I don't want to go to the pool." My dad said, "Mum, it's great. They got a small pool for the kids, they got a big pool for the big people, and they got a playground, they got a cafeteria, they've got everything, and they've got a fence to keep us safe." My grandmother said this, "I don't want her to go to the pool." And in a typical Polynesian woman, she said this, "If God had wanted us to go to the pool, he would have born us in the pool. We were born for the ocean." So guess what? We went to the beach instead. And it's not until you get older you think about what you heard from the past, and does it have power for your present? And I realized what my grandmother was saying to us and what my grandfather did was that we were born for the ocean, not for safe places. And sometimes in society and life, everyone will want to put you into a pool. They'll say, "Oh, this is the pool for Māori, this is a pool for Pacific, this is a pool for Asian, this is a pool for North Shore, West Auckland, South Auckland, and everything else." And I want to encourage you with this. We were not born for swimming pools, though I do have one at home. We were born for the ocean. And the name Ngaro means that my grandfather was lost from the place and the people in whom he loved, but sometimes the journey has risks and it has sacrifice. But you were born for the ocean. And do not let people say that you were born, this is who you are, and this is what you should be. Have the courage, like my grandmother said. Moana Nui a Kiwa is the expanse of the Pacific Ocean, the largest in the world. And as New Zealanders, as Kiwis, we were born for the ocean. Our history and our heritage has the hallmarks of men and women, of people who have gone to the edge of the ocean and they've looked out. They've said their karakia, they've realized the importance of what they have to do, the risk and the fear that it may have. But here's what they've remembered. The people who had honored them before, with the confidence that they were never traveling alone, realizing they had taken the time to deal with even the darkest areas of their life, so they had courage for the present, and then they set themselves forth to go out into the ocean. So to you that are here today, go out into the ocean, swim hard, discover all the things that are really important. Because as you do, what you don't realize, there are others swimming behind you. The courage that you can take to step out today will give courage for others for tomorrow. Ki rana I ki maniwea.
Oh, thank you, Alfred, for the inspirational words. Wonderful messages. Kia ora, Alfred. Kia ora. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now continue with the conferment of degrees and the award of university certificates and diplomas. And in case you didn't notice, that is not Professor Cynthia White, but of course Professor Carey. And so, Professor, you are the one handing out the parchments. So, thank you.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Education the candidates I am about to name. Robin Alexandra Andrews, with distinction. Ashna Priyanka Deo. Glenda Joy Insor-Smith. Gabrielle Elise Consol, with distinction. Angela Joy Hari Billing. Joseph Mella, with distinction. Nicola Jane Sims. Chancellor, this award is made posthumously and will be collected on behalf of Hala Mahani Tafua by his wife Debbie Tafua and one of his sons, Pasi Tafua.
Amanaki makai tangata, kai tangata. Ko mau tolu nei, hau, ko mau tolu kweta tangata, sika tangata. Ko mau io a koe mamane, si he, tuia.
Marie Frances Timoney. Lee Ling Tiong. Angelina Celestina Wright. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Specialist Teaching the candidates I'm about to name. Rhiannon Arnott. Alexander Scott Ball. Sandra Louise Bamford with distinction. Patricia Mary Barnett with distinction. Jeannie Michelle Boazer. Anna Marie Bridgeland with distinction. Taina Wandalita Ligihimana Alexandra Garcia. Rachel Louise Griffin with distinction. Marita Hamilton. Gayleen Alva Hawley Simmons with distinction. Nigel Paul Irwin with distinction. Lisa Jane Ray with distinction. Natasha Reddy. Lavinia Mary Claire Robbins with distinction. Rachel Jane Russell with distinction. Cara Lee Selwyn with distinction. Melanie Stoffberg. Sarah Lillian Tullett with distinction. Fiona Jean Weeks. Michelle Gay Wishart with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Speech and Language Therapy the candidate I am about to name, Fern Alexandra Jones. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Education the graduands I am about to name. Michelle Caroline Dixon with distinction. Melanie Ann Donaldson with distinction. Georgina Lee Fitchett with distinction. Natasha Faye Jones. Manaj Kumar. Alexandra Bobette Ranson. Caroline Naomi Schmed with distinction. Jonathan Mark Warwick. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Educational and Developmental Psychology the graduands I am about to name. David Eric Blasey. Alicia Elizabeth Bliss. Nicola Ann Maddox, First Class Honours. Emma Louise Reid, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Specialist Teaching the graduands I am about to name. Claire Margaret Barrett Wood. Joanne Marie Chase with distinction. Leanne Julie Gordon with distinction. Alistair Campbell Johnston with distinction. Alice Joan McCabe with distinction. Kathleen Magella McIntyre. Shirley Ann Scott. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Speech and Language Therapy the graduands I am about to name. Meryl Ann Bowen with distinction. Reshma Sri Kumar. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Educational and Developmental Psychology the candidates I am about to name. Rachel Noel Bush with distinction. Marie Diane King with distinction. Gina Marie McMillan with distinction. Kia Naidu with distinction. Chelsea Lillian Turneth. Chancellor, the degrees are also conferred and the certificates and diplomas are also awarded to those who are in absentia. Thank you, Chancellor.
Kia ora, mai tātou, thank you everybody. It is now my pleasure to invite Alice McCabe to make the valedictory address on behalf of the students. After studying, working and volunteering in Christchurch and Wellington, as well as in the United Kingdom, Germany and Papua New Guinea, Alice completed her postgraduate diploma of teaching primary during the Christchurch earthquakes in 2011-12. After 5 years teaching in several local primary schools, Alice first enrolled at Massey in 2017, undertaking her postgraduate diploma in specialist teaching while teaching full-time, thanks to a Ministry of Education study grant. Since 2020, Alice has been working as a specialist teacher with young people with complex educational needs in a high school setting. Most recently, she completed her Masters of Specialist Teaching with distinction in 2021. The topic of Alice's professional inquiry was interprofessional collaboration across the healthcare and education interface, practices and strategies for special education settings. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Alice to the stage.
Thank you, Chancellor. Tēnā tātou katoa. I'd firstly like to acknowledge the Chancellor and Massey University as Aotearoa New Zealand's leading distance university for more than 60 years, for the way that it has, in my experience, ridden this wave of a global pandemic confidently and pragmatically. Secondly, I understand and I would really like to acknowledge that this achievement is in great part due to the staff around the country and at all levels, from tutors, lecturers, supervisors, academic support, IT support, library services, to pastoral and campus care. These people have taught, emailed, called, counselled, supported and Zoomed us all to the point that we could be here today. Lastly, I'd like to acknowledge my fellow students and graduates of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. We too have taught, learnt, emailed, called, counselled and Zoomed each other to get here today. As I read the list of qualifications that were being awarded here this morning, I couldn't help think of the age-old educationalism, lifelong learning, and that related pair of teaching and learning. It can be found in many curricula and codes of practice under many guises. Teaching can be mentoring, supporting, supervising, coaching, ako, manaaki, tutoring or training. While learning can be simply listening, reading, gaining, upskilling, whakaaro, mātauranga, studying, researching, inquiring, or for those within the specialist teaching cohort here, learning with, from and about. I have been both a learner and a teacher for, well, all of my life really. As the daughter of educators, probably didn't help. However, my study at Massey over the past 5 years has really taught me so much about how these concepts of teaching and learning can shape our jobs, our experiences, our relationships, and our careers. So whether you're here just starting out on your lifelong learning journey, whether you are somewhere in the middle, perhaps at a turning point in your career, ready for a change, a pause even, or perhaps you've recently found yourself questioning your post-submission vow to never study again, I hope that you can take today's celebrations as a moment to pause and to reflect on the distance we've travelled, the lessons we've learnt and taught. In my case, the topic of my master's inquiry was interprofessional, just like this cohort here today. I was interested in finding out about the experiences and values of those of us working in this space of education, health, and social science. What are our similarities and differences? What values and practices do we share? And how do we differ depending on our varying backgrounds? What do we bring to our shared workspaces and our shared goals? I certainly didn't find all the answers, but one really strong thread was that a calling for time and for space, to build relationships, whakawhanaungatanga, and therefore I feel particularly honoured, as our speaker said before, really honoured to represent the teachers, educators, kaiako, leaders, speech and language therapists, educational psychologists, ECEs, ESWs, LSCs, RTLBs, SLTs, Ed Psychs. I hope I didn't miss anyone. So thank you, and he waka iko noa, we are all on this journey together.
A tāhua e te wahine i te waiata. Kia ora. Tēnā koe, Alice, for a beautiful address. Thank you very much. We will now proceed with the last official part of our ceremonies this morning, the conferment of doctoral graduates.
Chancellor, a doctorate, either a PhD or a professional named doctorate, is the highest research degree awarded by the university. The successful completion of a doctorate represents a significant achievement. Through the submission of a sustained piece of research, expressed in the production of a written thesis of no more than 100,000 words, or a creative work of equivalent size and scope, or via a series of publications, candidates are expected to make an original contribution to knowledge in a specific field of study. Candidates will typically spend 3 to 4 years full-time research solving a problem or addressing a particular set of questions. An international panel of experts then examines the resulting body of work through both written and oral examination. Doctoral research is challenging and represents a huge commitment to advancing research and scholarship. We honour the achievements of our doctoral graduands by inviting them to come onto the stage, thereby formally welcoming them into the academic and scholarly communities and acknowledging their entitlement to be called doctor. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Doctor of Education the graduand I am about to name, Anne Middlebrook Simpson, with distinction. Chancellor, this research explored students' dialogic activity in blended learning environments within a trades institution. Datasets from automotive, electrical and mechanical engineering, as the 3 cases involved, were analysed to explore the contextual meaning of the learning dialogues and activities in action. The contribution of this thesis is that it identifies dialogic activity as an interdisciplinary phenomenon that warrants further investigation. Chancellor, Dr. Simpson. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Doctor of Philosophy the graduand I am about to name, Anne Terry. Chancellor, this research introduced practitioners to a dynamic approach to assessment using the Rethink framework. As a principled, ethical and culturally responsive process of assessment, it can be used to bring about change in learning. Findings showed this is an invaluable complementary tool in a practitioner's kete, with the potential to be transformative for assessment practice in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Chancellor, Dr. Terry. Thank you, Chancellor. Would all our graduates please stand? He honore nui te whakatau atu I a koutou, hei raukura o te kuninga ki Pure Hurua. It is my great honour to welcome you as alumni of Massey University. The award of a university degree carries many privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I charge you as graduates of Massey University to use what you have learnt for your own betterment and for the benefit of your communities. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and discovery. I charge you to remember the lessons Massey University has taught you about the worth of others, particularly those who've not had the opportunities that you have had. I charge you to set goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. And in all that you do, I charge you to be deserving of the good name of Massey University. Congratulations. You can now be seated. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Tēnā tātou tupori, thank you everybody, and congratulations once more, graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of this ceremony, guests are requested, please, to remain in their seats until the processions have left the auditorium. I therefore declare this congregation to be adjourned, and if I could ask you all to please stand and join with us in singing the New Zealand National Anthem, E Tu.